Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. My goodness, guys, we've got beautiful weather out today. It has been so nice out. It's been like, I don't know, 75 degrees or something like that. Honestly, this entire weekend has been really nice. And I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog, like Friday even, for the last football game, I was sort of bundled up, but honestly, I brought an extra jacket that I didn't need. I also brought a blanket that I also didn't need. Like, it was actually fairly warm out at the football game, and that wasn't even the warmest that it got. Like, I think either on Sunday or Saturday was actually the warmest that it got over the weekend. But like, it was funny because I was telling you guys, like, his final football game that he ended up playing, you know, for the high school was actually a really warm football game. It had rained earlier in the day, and then by the afternoon, like during the football game, it was like warm but like humid, sort of, almost a little bit. But I remember the same thing too. I think I brought like an extra blanket and jacket or something like that, and I remember we didn't end up needing it. But you know, like I was saying, for Jack's last game, it was pretty much almost the exact same thing. So today, and even I think today was like 75s. Honestly, it was hot. Like, we probably could have opened up the windows, would have been pretty nice. Still wasn't hot enough to turn the AC on, but it wasn't cold enough to definitely need the furnace. It was way too warm for that. So like I said, we were just sort of caught in that in between where, like, it was still sort of warm in the house, like through certain points of the day. So like I said, I was in my football jersey I wore for tonight because we watched the Monday night Bears football game. But like, I was in a t-shirt today and pants, and I probably honestly could have probably worn shorts and still have been pretty comfortable. Because like I was saying, it was pretty decently warm outside today. But it is, I think it's supposed to rain like overnight tonight, and it's supposed to get pretty cold then because of that. And like, then I think tomorrow's only supposed to be like in the 60s, and then it's supposed to be 50s throughout most of the week and into the weekend, I think. But then the following week, I think it's actually supposed to rain on Halloween, but then the following week after that, it's supposed to be like get back up into the 60s, which, like, it's actually, that will be November, and the 60s for November, that's pretty warm. So like, not again ridiculously warm out or anything like that, but that's still kind of like pleasant weather. So it was so weird though, because I didn't even realize it was last Monday when it was snowing, and then by Friday again it was like 70 degrees outside. So that's, like I said, that's just the weather here in the Midwest. We get all kinds of crazy where, again, just a few days before, not even a week earlier, it could be snowing, and then, you know, we can wind up with an insanely hot day. So I like this last little push of summer, which is nice. I told you guys how we were able to paint the front door yesterday, because we had to like leave the door open so that we could actually paint it without it, like, you know, sticking closed. So we were doing that, and again, that was only because we had nice weather out, you know, that we could actually leave the front door open. And then today, before the football game, my dad ended up cleaning out the fish tank, so I also got to dishes and laundry today. I uploaded, but I actually didn't end up getting to any editing today. So I'll have to probably work on that tomorrow. I also didn't get any of my grocery list done either, which I would have liked to, but I will be honest, guys, I'm not entirely sure if it's because of the change in temperature, which this always seems to happen whenever there's a really drastic, like, again, it's freezing cold and then all of a sudden it gets really hot, and it's never like the day, like, right after, like, oh, like the day before was like, you know, 40 degrees, and then all of a sudden again at 70 degrees. It always seems like it's a couple days later. Like, I always seem to either get headaches or like my allergies and stuff like that. I don't know what it's from too, because I feel like my neck is hurting. I don't know if I slept weird or something like that, but my neck is hurting, and I'm thinking that that's also why I've had this headache that literally has not gone away pretty much all day today. So yeah, anyways, that I guess deterred me a little bit from probably getting as much stuff done as I would have liked to have. But we ended up, like I said, watching the Bears game tonight too, so I was also a little, like, not quite as productive because I was doing that for a big chunk of the afternoon. But I did make dinner for tonight too. We ended up doing, I got like, I had sausage that I got a while ago, and I ended up doing that with like peppers and potatoes, and like, I added some basil, and I'm trying to think what other stuff I ended up adding, like, just like salt, pepper, and like olive oil and onion. So that's what I did, just sort of like a potato sausage bake sort of thing. So ended up doing that though for dinner tonight, but honestly I'm kind of looking forward to it almost being, you know, like, I don't know, it's just so weird now, like now that the temperature is all, like I was telling you guys how I was all geared up for like fall and everything like that, and Halloween and even Thanksgiving and stuff, and now with this like hot weather I'm like, whoa, like let's get back into summer. Yeah, you know, like it's so funny how like it just like when the temperature feels like a certain, you know, like again, like it feels like fall outside because the temperature is, you know, whatever. You know, or again, the temperature is really hot, so it, you know, feels like summer outside, or it's, you know, freezing cold out, feels like winter, you know, whatever that is, it's just like, I think I just get in that mindset. It's not necessarily like dictates what time of the year it is. I feel like for me, it's just more of like what the temperature is. Now I'm all ready for summer to come back again. But like, it's weird because I feel like if I lived in any other like area that didn't have like all 4 distinct seasons, or again too where they're really drastically different seasons, like if I lived somewhere where it was like hot all the time, or at least hot most of the year, and then again maybe it was like pretty cool out in like, you know, the winter and stuff like that, but not again super drastic, I don't know if I would like realize what season it is, because I feel like I'm just like, oh, it's summer all year round sort of thing. Or again too, if I lived even further up north, like I would, you know, and we have a shorter summer, I would probably be like, you know, this just doesn't feel right, you know, sort of thing. So I wouldn't mind going and visiting some of those places that again have, you know, distinct weather, but you know, here where like I said, we have, you know, again, very distinctive 4 seasons, you know, I feel like it's just, it would be super weird for me to like go and, you know, live there, but to visit, I'd love to go and see some of those, like I said, places. You know, especially too sometimes when you do need a break from winter, like for me, I'm not one of those people that like need a break from winter early on. It's like January, more February probably. I'd say February is really the biggest time where I feel like I need a break from winter. And it depends too though, like how much it snowed that year and like all those kind of things too. But it's funny, we used to always go on vacation up to Door County, where I was telling you guys, like my aunt had a condo and we used to vacation up there a lot. And so, but we would always do it a lot of times in February, which is funny because we'd actually go further up north in, you know, when it was like, you know, into the really cold season. But we'd always go up there and like go like snowboarding, sledding, you know, tobogganing, all that kind of stuff, you know, when it was, you know, when there'd be snow on the ground and all those kind of things. But one of the really old vlogs, when we went up there, like right after my grandma had passed away, and we went to go, and it was like late spring honestly, or early spring or something like that, but it was so weird. I don't think I have ever been up there when it was, there like wasn't snow on the ground, when it was warm outside. And so like to see all this stuff, like, you know, in the summer, which is funny because the place that we normally go to, it's more of like a sort of summer like vacation place. But I don't know if it's because my aunt had a condo and it was like cheaper to go up there, or like to get, it was easier maybe to get reservations when it was winter out. If like that was why my family ended up doing that a lot of times when it was colder out. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff to do, like we would go on like sleigh rides and like all kinds of different stuff. And again too, there was like lots of like sledding places and all that kind of, but it's a lot, it has like, there's a lot of stuff that's actually closed down in like the off season, because again, it's more of like a summer sort of destination. And so it was super weird though, because when we actually went there in this, you know, again, spring, like some of the places still hadn't opened up, but they were like, oh, opening next week or like something like that, because we were like right at like when it was starting, you know, sort of like again, the tourist season. And so it was like really weird though to just be out there when all the water's not frozen and stuff like that, because it's like up there, I think it's actually surrounded completely, because I think it's actually the peninsula, I want to say, but like there's water like all over the place. So it was weird going up there too and seeing like a lot of it not like sort of frozen and like, you know, stuff like that, and people actually like, there were boats out on the water and stuff, and I was like, this is weird, like, you know, to see that. But again, normally that was always our family vacation was to actually go further north in the winter time, and not like go somewhere warm like Florida or something like that. Again, like I was saying, you know, weather, it's really weird here right now. And I'm not complaining though. I do like this little burst of warmth that we've got. Again, like I said, we were able to get some things done, and then also too, because like football's over right now, like my dad didn't have to go to football practice, Jack didn't have to go to football practice or anything like that, so it's like we can still like get some outside things done, sort of, because again the weather's been sort of cooperating. But again, tomorrow looks like it's supposed to be a little bit cooler, but then it's supposed to rain, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to do tomorrow. But you know, I'm a little upset too that it's going to be raining on Halloween. I always feel so bad, like for all the little trick-or-treaters and stuff like that. But I think it was the year right before like the pandemic, right before lockdown, like that, I think it was probably 2019. I want to say that is the year where we got like almost a foot of snow on Halloween. Like it was like almost like raining, like, but it was snow, like, but it was so much that it was like, again, like the precipitation was was really high for that day, and like, but it was snow, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And like I said, we ended up with probably not a foot, but definitely a lot of snow. I think that was on that Halloween, and I was like, this is like so, like I felt so bad because like all the kids are dressed up in like their little Halloween costumes, and they got like boots on and stuff like that because we got a random snow for Halloween. But like I said, sometimes we can get the most bizarre weather. And then again too, some Halloweens we have insanely really nice hot, you know, weather, or at least, you know, warm weather where it's like, oh, we can still like, you know, have a bonfire and stuff like that, and it's not too hot but it's not too cold, like, you know, kind of just the perfect sort of thing. So like I said, and then sometimes too we'll have it where again it does stay warm until like November, which is like I said what it almost looks like it's supposed to be, like, you know, again following week after, like not this week but next week. So I don't know, that's going to be kind of weird too. But I hope, I don't want to say snow for Thanksgiving, but because like it snowed on my birthday before too, but I don't really want snow for Thanksgiving, but I'm hoping for like at least some probably cool fall weather, like that would be nice. So anyways guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.